So you don't know which one to choose, and you have aimlab and KovaaK's FPS trainer. Both are really popular aim trainers. You see, countless streamers using it, Asu, all those top tier pros, whatever. But you're still deciding which aim trainer to train with, right? If you don't know already, aimlab is a free FPS trainer while KovaaK's costs $10. That doesn't mean you should just decide that aimlab is your to-go FPS trainer, right? You gotta understand that you need the mindset of thinking about the value of what KovaaK's can give you and what aimlab can give you. But keep the price in mind when you're making the decision. One thing I recommend is trying out aimlab since it's already free. I mean, might as well. It's free, bro. And yeah, but before you continue any further, if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and turn on post notifications to see my news post happens. Also, comment down below what you used to currently train your aim with. Alright, now let's get right into the video. Alright. Let me greet you with what both aim trainers have to offer when you're starting up the program and, the menu. With aimlab, you load up to the homepage where you see the new updates, new things, new whatever they have to give you, right? And you get these tabs at the top. You have a training tab for you to train your aim with the given tasks, and also don't make the same mistake that I made thinking that aimlab only gave you 6 tasks. There are more tasks in the task option to go more in depth with aim training. Alright, don't do that, man. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Anyways, this tab is pretty much the tab where you want to be for like 95% of the time, unless you want to buy cosmetics or look at the leaderboards, because the training tab already has the customs tab and settings. And moving on, we have the customs tab, to customize things, scores tab to look at the leaderboards for certain modes. And I'll get in leaderboards why it's kind of weird. And the cosmetic store to buy stuff, and your profile. With KovaaK's, you're loaded into the last task you played or scenario. Then if you press escape on your keyboard, there are tabs to see the online and local scenarios, basically the task of aimlab. You have the leaderboards, your profile, pretty much everything once you press escape. For this part, basically the menu of deciding which aim trainer to use, in my opinion, I would have to give it to KovaaK's, even though KovaaK's can be like overwhelming with the scenarios on the left side of the screen. But why I'd say KovaaK's is better? Well, first of all, KovaaK's, you're loaded into a task or scenario right away, so you're able to train your aim ASAP. While with aimlab, you aren't loaded into a task right away, but you shouldn't, that shouldn't be like a big deal. You just have to press like 4 buttons and you're there. But when it comes to customizing like your background, KovaaK's definitely wins this argument because their customizing tab, quote unquote, is in their setting. While with aimlab, some of it is in the settings and some of it is in the customize tab, like the customs tab. Which why KovaaK's has things much more simpler. Speaking of customizing things, both aim trainers do a great job for being flexible. Both have different game profiles like Fortnite, Valorant, that changes the FOV, the field of view, whether the game you choose is a first person or third person, Fortnite third person, Valorant first person, and whatever the game profile does. One thing I don't really like about KovaaK's, and this is mad tilting, bro, is that customizing your crosshair, you either have to choose from a preset that they gave you, and they look not the best, or you have to upload your own, which is a little bit too much work. I don't want to do that. You can if you want. But with aimlab, they definitely win this part where they allow you to choose how you prefer your crosshair. The outer lines to be larger, smaller, whatever. It's like Valorant if you played it. They have the exact same concept. Now let's get into the part where KovaaK's, why its price shines, might be the go-to choice for your train to aim. For sure, both aim trainers have a variety of tasks for you to train your flicking, tracking, speed, cognition, blah blah, those type of stuff, right? But those are the more general tasks. But that's why KovaaK's shines. KovaaK's has scenarios that specifically train a certain thing. And for example, let's talk about Fortnite, right? And don't worry, if you're not a Fortnite player, I will talk about Valorant, okay? For Fortnite, they literally have scenarios where they imitate people or targets that are gliding, which can help you, track your AR aim or like you're tracking your AR shots. And for Valorant, they have scenarios that help you click heads, flick, strafe tracking, and train your aim on smaller targets, which can help you look at heads from miles away. You know what I'm talking about. Like when let's say heaven, A side, looking at heaven, or from you're trying to attack. Oh boy, that there has to be peeking at that little corner, bro. I'm not one of those players where they have the distance from their monitor to their face is literally 1 inch, bro. I'm not one of those players, okay? I'm, that competitive, and you get the idea. Now for the analytical part, and don't worry, here's what I mean. So after completing a task or a scenario, both aim trainers, aimlab, KovaaK's have an end result, which is your score, okay? In aimlab, they take your score was like, that you scored right now and compare it to the 100 plays that you did. It's like an average, I'd say. They show you your average time to kill the target, accuracy, and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Better than KovaaK's. You might see an arrow pointing up or down. Either way is fine, because if it's down, you gotta learn to train yourself, learn to be better, Anyways, with KovaaK's, they compare your score with your highest score, and with this, I personally think KovaaK's has the better system here. Besides, from that showing your average time to kill, stuff like that, I don't know. I don't really use KovaaK's as much. But anyways, because generally, when you're always improving, right? You always improve. If you're gonna train daily, you're always improving. Even by little, you might not even notice it, okay? But you're always improving. Therefore, in aimlab, you won't really see like a down arrow unless you were, tired or you have a quote unquote bad day. You know what I mean? And also, it's okay to take a break from aim training, all right? Because according to Aimer7, I think Aimer7 guide on aiming training, this guy is also like a professional aim coach, very, very known. And I'll put the link to the document in the description below. If you're sick or tired of then feel free to take a break from training. You need to be able to concentrate and act with attention or intention in order to be able to improve efficiently. If you're feeling out of it, then just take a day off. It's not worth the hassle of forcing yourself through your routine if you aren't for it. There's plenty of anecdotal evidence of people who have come back after break and benefit from it. Similarly, you won't suddenly become worse because you have stopped practicing for a bit, And then, that's a little quote right there. With KovaaK's system, you're striving to better yourself, when you're at your best, right? Or at your cracked mode. Some days you be cracked as hell. Oh my, dude, I love those days. But this all comes to preference, obviously. So if you like to compare yourself when you're at your best, then KovaaK's is, the way to go. But if you like to compare yourself over the amount of plays you did, the 100 plays you had, then aimlab will best suit you. Leaderboards, aimlab is a bit weird because the amount like leaderboards based on certain weapons. Literally, they have like a leaderboard for a pistol and then like a scar. It's kind of weird. Also, I believe, not sure though, aimlab's leaderboard only shows the top 100, so you can't see where you're at. But with KovaaK's, there's just one single leaderboard for whatever weapon you use, whatever, and you can compare yourself with all the people who did the scenario. And your boy kinda plays high in the tile frenzy menu. Sign me to an orc, sign me NRG, sign me 200 thieves. Alright, anyways, yeah, and that's pretty much it, the difference between the two. And for the recap, KovaaK's is easier than aimlab to customize things such as the background, but both are like generally the same, okay? Not the crosshair placement. I mean, a good tip, when you're playing Valorant in any shooter game, crosshair placement. Anyways, the crosshair is kind of tilting, really does suck. I mean, you pay, bro, KovaaK's, if you pay $10 for that and you don't have a customizable, crosshair, then I don't know what you're doing, man. Anyways, both have a variety of tasks to train your aim, but KovaaK's has the more specific ones, which is why KovaaK's win this. And if you want my opinion, I would say both are like really good. I'll use both, but I gotta say I would use aimlab just because I just want to practice the general parts of aiming, like flicking, tracking, whatever. And KovaaK's is the same thing. I'm just a little bit too lazy to favorite the ones that I like. I practice the specific stuff in the real game that I'm playing, like let's say Fortnite. I practice whatever, like arena, and Valorant I go to norms or go into practice range. That's the type of stuff. And aimlab, which cannot do that, is the big difference here. So if you don't want to hop in the game and want to practice outside of it, then KovaaK's is right for you. I would suggest KovaaK's. But if you want to just practice the general parts of aiming, flicking, whatever, then just take aimlab and then hop into whatever shooter game you're playing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you guys like the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You better hit the subscribe button, brother. Come on, man. Do me yourself a favor, man. Come on, man. Leave a like and turn on post notifications to see my news post happens. Also, comment down below if you're gonna use aimlab or KovaaK's. I really want to see if your guys' thoughts on which one you're gonna choose. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.